Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Chargers leading the AFC West for first-year head coach Brandon Staley. Mike Zimmer's Vikings trying to catch up to the Packers in the NFC North. Before we get this one kicked off, let's welcome in the third member of our crew, Laura Oakman. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Kevin. Sum up the Viking season in one word: close. Of their 8 games, 7 of them have been decided by 1 score. Mike Zimmer told his team this week, let's get back to our killer mentality. That doesn't mean on the final play. That means starting on the first play when the ball is kicked off. Get a lead. Keep the lead. Pull away. His message in 10 words: now is the time to lay it on the line. Kevin?
They have laid it on the line early in games, but they're going to have to do it without these players. Key players out today. Danielle Hunter still out. Patrick Peterson can come back as early as next week. Harrison Smith's on the COVID list. Anthony Barr with a knee injury. Michael Pierce, who's missed the last 4 games with an elbow injury, was placed on IR this week, so he's out. And that is just the beginning of what the Vikings have had to go through from a personnel standpoint. And meanwhile, for Brandon Staley's Chargers, 5-3 record, a prolific offense behind that bright young star in Justin Herbert. And they're coming off a win on the East Coast against the Eagles, coming back home here to try to improve to 6-3 and continue to lead the AFC West.
And it was, reinvigorating and exciting to talk with Brandon Staley about this team and their belief. And we'll get into some of their 4th down analytics that they love so much and have kind of taken the league by storm here. But he said, bottom line is, we drafted these guys, we put them in these positions. We want the football in our hands on offense with big number 10, Justin Herbert. Let's let him finish the game and go with our percentages that way.
They're going to have to wait for that offensive opportunity. LA won the toss. They will defer. So it's Minnesota ball to start things off. Kene Nwangwu will not get the chance to duplicate his feat from last week. A 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Here comes Kirk Cousins. The season for Kirk Cousins has been as solid as a rock from a production standpoint. I think any quarterback would take a 8-1, or in this case 16-2 touchdown interception ratio.
I mean, you got at least 20, 25 football teams out there that would love their quarterback to have these kind of numbers on offense. Now it's just a matter of, they start fast, they got to finish this thing, they got to sustain these leads, and all that comes down to 3rd down.
Dalvin Cook, the running back. Cousins to throw on 1st down. Quick toss to his tight end, Chris Herndon, who's got a 1st down and out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Just a quick dump off to the flat for Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's so accurate, especially with these underneath throws. Just an easy breather completion for the quarterback to get into a rhythm. We mentioned it, Kevin. These guys start fast. That's never their problem. It's just when we approach 3rd down, give me 3rd down and short, 3rd down and medium, or avoid 3rd downs altogether like they did.
Yeah, they've scored on their last 7 opening drives of the season. Like Mark said, it's not been early that's been the problem for the Vikings as Dalvin Cook gets his first carry into the arms of Derwin James and tripped up near the 44. It's an offensive line that has done a terrific job in keeping Kirk Cousins protected. They've allowed only 10 sacks. Christian Darrisaw, the left tackle, the rookie on that left side, anchoring it over there. And of course, you look at Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, it's hard to find a better duo of wide receivers in the National Football League.
Oh, they're just a special talent out on the edge. So much speed, which terrifies the defense. Brandon Staley acknowledged we got to keep the lid on these guys and can't let them behind us.
2nd down and 5 off the play fake. Cousins rolls short to Jefferson, and Jefferson tiptoeing up the sideline with a 1st down to midfield, shoved out by Derwin James. 41 points scored this year on the opening drive, the most in the National Football League. You played this position for a long time. Why is this Vikings team so good on opening drives, but has fits and starts the rest of the game?
Well, I think, the most important thing is they've scripted these first 10 to 15 plays, and they execute these so well. You go through them in the walkthrough, in the hotel, over and over. They're primed and ready to execute right now.
Offset in the backfield. It's Cook who gets the carry. Dalvin Cook plowing into Charger territory to the 47-yard line. 2nd down and short. Mike Zimmer looking on with his Vikings offense on the field. All 5 losses by 7 or fewer points. They're 0-5 against winning teams this year. Noticed on the scorebug, Chargers are a winning team at 5-3. Cousins to throw, pocket collapsing, checks it down to Dalvin Cook on the edge. Really good defensive pressure and then coverage on Cook on the check down.
You're exactly right. You see Bosa coming off the edge. They're bringing both of those edge rushers. But the most important thing, they got pressure inside with Tillery right there, 99, forcing Cousins to check this ball down. He had an opportunity down the field, it looked like, with a quick completion, and he just couldn't get there because the pressure was there too fast. Now, this is exactly what the Chargers wanted to do. Get him into a 3rd and long situation because they know Minnesota's been struggling when it comes to 3rd down.
And while the Chargers defense has struggled on 3rd, they haven't struggled on 3rd and long. They're the best against 3rd and long in the NFL. 4-man rush. Cousins steps up, looking and cannot connect with Justin Jefferson jarred loose by the veteran Chris Harris Jr. And the Chargers defense does what they do on 3rd and long, Mark. They get the stop.
And Chris Harris does an excellent job, number 25, of reading this seam route, going down the field, designed to clear him out, and watch him slam on the brakes right there and pattern read this thing, that deep in route that these teams love, that Minnesota's shown on tape. Chris Harris, excellent job fooling the quarterback and ended up actually doubling a guy. Well done in zone coverage.
Andre Roberts from the 9. Pro Bowl returner with the Bills, reversing his field and is down at the 16-yard line. Minnesota Vikings had scored on their last 7 opening drives, but they ran into the Chargers defense today. The AP Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, Justin Herbert, has picked up right where he left off last season, averaging almost 300 yards per game.
Oh, he sure has, and he's a special player to watch and just getting more and more confident as he wins these games down the stretch, week in and week out.
17-yard line is where the Chargers start on 1st down. This is Austin Eckler trying the right side, and Eckler down with a 4-yard pickup to the 21-yard line. Don't see it too often, but in this game, 2 rookie left tackles starting. Rashawn Slater has been fantastic, played every snap this year at left tackle for the Chargers. Talked about good receivers with the Vikings. How about Keenan Allen and Mike Williams? Pretty good duo on this side as well. On 2nd down, Herbert's in trouble, and he's sacked back at the 5. Eric Kendricks, his 4th sack of the year.
Eric Kendricks so fast at recognizing that this is going to be a naked, a bootleg, designed to get Justin Herbert on the edge. He's going to fake this way and go to the right of your screen, and watch Eric Kendricks in the middle just fire through that gap. Herbert with a little slip there on the turf, wanted to get rid of this ball. This was a deep shot on 2nd down, designed for them to get the football down the field. Now we got 3rd in a Walmart parking lot. Justin's got to be very careful here in the shadow of his own goalpost.
A loss of 15. They need to get it to the 27-yard line for the 1st down. Check down to Eckler with blockers in front, and Eckler tripped up near the 35-yard line by Nick Vigil. And the Vikings defense able to hold the Chargers deep in their own end thanks to the play of Eric Kendricks on 2nd down.
That 2nd down really throttled this offense and derailed them. But a safe call right there by Lombardi, just understanding, hey man, let's not add any insult to injury here. Let's just move on, play this field position game, get an easy completion for our quarterback, regroup, and try it next drive.
D.D. Westbrook, the deep man, awaiting the tie-long punt. He uncorks a good one. Westbrook backpedaling all the way to the 27-yard line. Westbrook with a bead to the far sideline at the 35, down the sideline to midfield. Westbrook cuts it back. Westbrook spun down at the 30 of Los Angeles, and no flags on the field. Cole Christensen, just up from the practice squad, saves a special teams touchdown. 46-yard return for Westbrook.
I want you to watch these blocks on the right side of the screen. Watch these guys just high screening people so they don't get any penalties. Westbrook almost sneaks through this little crevice right here before he gets corralled in. But these blocks right there, Eddie Yarbrough, number 66, those are huge because those are blocks where you could really draw some laundry on the field, some yellow flags for, you know, illegal blocks and blindsiding guys when they're trying to protect these guys on special teams. well executed, and a huge lift for this offense, short field.
Longest punt return of the season for the Vikings, and that short field starts at the Chargers' 28-yard line. Jefferson in motion. Give the ball to Jefferson on the sweep. Well defended. Kenneth Murray, welcome back to the Charger defense. The second-year man out of Oklahoma's been hurt with the ankle.
And they are thrilled to have him back right here, number 9. Watch him control, contain on the outside from the linebacker position. And Coach Staley couldn't say enough good things about him. He was so positive, so high on this young kid, and just so excited to get him back out on the field. He called him K9 for Kenneth and number 9. But, hey, he's a real dog out on the field.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You like that?
I did. All that work you spent writing that one down over the course of this last week was worthwhile. Second down. Cousins in the pocket, checks it down to Cook. Cook looking up the sidelines. A little hesitation, and that bought him some time against Kaiser White. It'll bring up a third down as we check in with Carissa Thompson right here in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Kevin. Panthers, Cardinals. Panthers signed Cam this week. He didn't start, but on the first drive, you guys, 5 plays in, special package for him in the end zone. Welcome back, Cam. Panthers up early, 7-0. Kevin?
Carissa thanks. Kirk Cousins on third down in some trouble. The ball popping out, and it's smothered by Justin Jones. Ruled a fumble down at the 29 as Joey Bosa punched it out. Only the 6th Minnesota turnover. Timeout in Los Angeles. We'll return in a moment. A lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins, but watch the arm of right tackle Bryan O'Neal. He gets the elbow of Kirk Cousins as he's trying to help his quarterback. Does Bryan O'Neal jar that ball loose and it turns into a fumble?
Got a little friendly fire there, but excellent pressure up front by Tillery.
Officially credited Bosa with a sack. First time he has sacked Kirk Cousins in his career, and the 33rd quarterback he has sacked in his young career.
You're going to see Dalvin Cook step up and help center Mason Cole, who's in for Bradbury, on Tillery, number 99, right there. So once he realizes that, Kenneth Murray says, hey, I can go. I can fire, and I could go attack the quarterback. The guy I'm supposed to cover in man-to-man is now blocking a defensive lineman. I'm going to go get the quarterback, and he put the pressure on and caused that fumble.
5 defensive backs for Minnesota. First down at the 40-yard line. Eckler the carry for the Chargers. And Eckler picks up 4 to the 44-yard line. Over 2 for 2 to start this ball game. 2nd and 6 at the 44. 4-man rush for the Vikings. Herbert, a quick toss to Mike Williams, and Williams into Vikings territory. First down for Los Angeles. Justin Herbert, still just 23 years old, but 12 games with 300 yards passing in his first 2 seasons, most all-time. The completion percentage tied for the highest all-time through his first 23 games. And then most touchdown passes in the first 23 games. That's not bad company. Mahomes, Warner, Marino,
When you're in the conversation with those guys in the same sentence, that is rarefied air. But the ceiling for this kid is just astronomical, and they are so happy to have him.
First down, delayed handoff to Eckler, and Eckler to the 42 of Minnesota behind Steven Anderson, his tight end, in there to help block.
Anderson stepping in at fullback a little bit for Gabe Neighbors, who's out for the game. But he gets some, he has to do some of those dirty jobs in there that the fullbacks do. And they got to bow up on some linebackers. Those are some neck shortening blocks that he has to handle, but he's happy to do it this week.
2nd and 5. Vikings crowd the line, motion across from left to right. The handoff up the middle to Larry Roundtree, and Roundtree yanked down by Eric Kendricks, and it'll bring up 3rd down after just a 1-yard pickup. 3rd and 4 here, Mark.
Yeah, don't forget, these guys, they love going for it on 4th down. This 3rd down, they can almost treat it like a 2nd down based on their analytics team that's going over all these 4th down conversions and possibilities and percentages as these drives start and continue to go down the field. I would not be shocked if they do decide to go for it.
Now, Joe Lombardi told us he calls his plays on third a lot with fourth down in mind. 3rd and 4 here from the 40-yard line. Herbert, pocket collapsing, and it goes through the wickets. Joshua Palmer trying to grab it over his shoulder, and the rookie from Tennessee couldn't pull it in.
It's a little high heat, and a ball just a tick behind his receiver there. Yeah, those underneath routes coming towards the quarterback. You want, if anything, to give him an off-speed pitch, and you got to have that thing numbers and lower so it's an easy catch. But I am not shocked to see these guys go for it on 4th down here.
11 of 17 on 4th down this year. 4th and 4. Joshua Kelly, the running back. Will they go, or are they just trying to coax movement? Play clock at 10.
Yeah, they're just showing it, seeing what they're getting.
And the Vikings able to hang on.
A.C. Kendricks over there pointing at the play clock. He said, all right, man, how long are you going to go through this song and dance? All right, we got you, buddy.
Justin Herbert, he knew it. Look. He's like, all right.
All right, the gig's up. Hey, we tried, boys. We tried. And they can do stuff like that because they've shown so many 4th downs.
So the delay of game is the penalty. So happy to move back 5. They were going to punt anyway. So Ty Long will punt now.
Exactly right. Just gives our punter a little more room to try and down this thing inside the 10-yard line like they're trained to do on these short punts. Play the field position battle. And if it's going to be a war of attrition, you know, Brandon Staley says, hey, man, we're ready for it.
Officials are still conferring about this delay of game. The penalty flag is down at the 29-yard line.
Set the play clock to 40 seconds instead of 25. Please set the game clock to 5:36. 5:36, please.
Clock all straightened out. Referee today, Clay Martin.
Look at their coach is going over the cadence, trying to get him to be a little better actor, you know. But Herbert, I mean, he's a little camera shy. He doesn't like the spotlight. It's so funny. He's such an interesting personality, and such a stud player, but just very reserved, very calm, very quiet, low heart rate kind of guy.
If there was only somebody in the area that could teach him how to become a better actor. I mean, it's just so hard to find out here.
I know, in LA, I mean, we're just starving for him.
Dede Westbrook is the deep man. The Vikings deep in their own end. Westbrook with the fair catch signaled and made near the 14-yard line. Kirk Cousins coughed it up his last time on the field. Still a scoreless game as he returns to the field. Start Saturday strong with a big noon kickoff pregame show live from Norman at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then Caleb Williams in Oklahoma look to bounce back against Iowa State in the big noon Saturday game of the week, followed by the biggest crosstown rivalry in college football between UCLA and USC, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Alexander Madison in at running back to start this series from the 13-yard line on 1st down. Off the play action. Flag is down. Cousins going deep. He's got Jefferson who makes the catch, and then the ball pops out incomplete. He can't believe it. Only targeted 9 times in the last 2 games combined. He can't pull this one in against Asante Samuel.
Here's a throw, just an excellent ball. Dropped it right on his helmet. Couldn't come up with it. I mean, they nailed it too. You saw before the play. Talk about acting. Kirk Cousins, he was acting like it was a run, and he was canning it one way and showing a good play fake, getting the defense to suck up in pass coverage and get somebody behind him. And they just got caught with the holding right there.
Udo called for the hold, so it would have negated the long pass either way. First down and 16 back to the 7-yard line. Good protection for Cousins. Checks down to Madison. Has good speed. And Madison loping his way through tackles. Madison shedding Chargers left and right. All the way down to the 31.
Just refusing to go down. But look at this little shoulder hint and eyes from Kirk Cousins over here before he checks this ball down. This keeps the linebackers in their drop. It keeps them, boom, right there. Just that quick little hint and then back. And then you get the slip right there from Murray. And it all of those things work together to give you a play that gets you out of that hole that you dug yourself in from the holding call on first down.
First down and 10 at the 31. Cook back in and running back. He'll get the carry, a hole on the left side, and Dalvin Cook corralled with a first down at the 42-yard line. Time for a game break as we check back in with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Cam already had a rushing touchdown today, so why not add a passing touchdown? Finds Robbie Anderson for this 2-yard score. Panthers up 14-0. Kevin?
All right, Carissa, thanks. Boy, the return of Cam Newton to Carolina going exceptionally well.
Lucky crew to go call that game next week.
That's right. Oh, that will be us, won't it?
Oh, hey, I didn't realize.
Forgot about that. From the 43-yard line on first down. Madison in motion behind Cousins. Low snap. Cousins, quick toss. Jefferson hangs on this time through contact, and a good gain on first down. T-Von Campbell there to make the stop near midfield, a pickup of 7.
And I love what they did, that play design, starting in empty, trying to get this defense to look as simple as possible because they're a multiple look defense. They want to keep everything underneath and keep a lid on it, on your entire offense. I love that they started in empty and motioned the back around to see what they got, and Kirk Cousins worked his one-on-one matchup weak side.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen on second down. Madison back in and running back. And look at Madison plowing forward to the 45 through Jerry Tillery in a first down. It's been really the story of 2 halves this year for Kirk Cousins. Vikings quarterback, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions in the first half, a completion percentage of 72%. In the second half, there hasn't been a whole lot that's gone right from an offensive standpoint for Minnesota.
And a lot of those third downs in the second half have been critical for them, and they failed to convert, and that's where they've sputtered.
On first down, another play action. Cousins to the sideline. This is C.J. Ham, and Ham down to the 37. We have already seen it on this drive, Mark. Couple of play action passes. It's an area in his career where Kirk Cousins has excelled, but we haven't seen it as much this season.
No doubt. And somebody, you have to be a play action type quarterback to turn around and turn your back to the defense, lose information as they're moving in coverage, and then reassess the defense so well like Kirk does. Only certain players can do that. That's not for every quarterback, and he's one of the best at it.
It was 32% play action 2 years ago. This year came in just 23% of the time going play action. As Dalvin Cook just tripped up an ankle tackle by Ogbongbemiga, but a first down for the Vikings. Boy, and if Ogbongbemiga doesn't get him around that foot.
Oh, he might be off to the races, but this is an area of concern. I know Coach Staley downplayed it a little bit, but they're giving up 161 rushing yards a game. That's serious. And when you can establish the run and you got a play action quarterback like we're seeing here.
Oh, but he didn't get fooled that time on the play action. Ogbongbemiga right up the gut. His first sack for the rookie from Oklahoma State, untouched, and a loss of 9.
Here he is right in the middle of the screen. Just a delay, thought it was going to be a run, and then ends up firing. That is a dangerous play right there by him because somebody's got to cover that back. And what they're doing to replace him is dropping that defensive end, it looked like, in Joey Bosa. So it ends up being just a 4-man rush anyway, and he becomes the 4th rusher.
It's the 11th sack allowed by Minnesota this year. Cousins finds Thielen, and Thielen trying to get underneath the tackle of Campbell. Gets back near the original line of scrimmage. Vikings don't have to snap it again. They can take it to the end of the quarter here.
What a route by Thielen. Because the defenders are coming up. T-Von Campbell, I mean, he's sitting right where he's going to make his break on his route, and Thielen still finds a way to get open. He's slippery, man.
And they will not snap it. And the quarter comes to a close. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. The Chargers defense. Low scoring. No scoring so far. It's just been an unbelievable weekend in Los Angeles. Temps in the 80s most of the weekend. And what do you do when baseball season's over? You come to a Chargers game. A-Rod's here, hanging out.
Stars in the building.
Pretty good defender in his day. He's watching some good defense early in this one. 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings. Cousins, pocket collapsing as he checks it down to Thielen, and Thielen down inside the 28, but Chris Harris made sure he couldn't turn upfield and get the first down.
And Chris Harris Jr. has to track him all the way across the field. Adam Thielen, that is. Not an easy job. They had the right play calls on, and the Chargers just sticky in coverage. They had the right call versus man-to-man. Some crossers, plays with designed to get guys to run free, and the Chargers just sticky in defense, man. Won't give up anything.
46-yard try for Greg Joseph to try to give the Vikings the lead early in the second. Joseph's kick, plenty of distance, and it just sneaks inside the right upright. And a 3-0 lead for Minnesota. Greg Joseph providing the leg to get the Vikings up. Even though both were defensive coordinators before landing head coaching jobs, Mike Zimmer on your left, Brandon Staley on your right, they were quarterbacks in their college days. Zimmer was quarterback at Illinois State in 1974 before getting injured, moving to linebacker. Staley led the Dayton Flyers to a 16-5 record before he finished out his college career at Mercyhurst. Mike Zimmer, 74. That was a good 1974 head of hair, is what that was.
And you could tell both of these coordinators, they do see it from a quarterback perspective, and that's unique because they put some stuff on defense that quarterbacks hate facing, and they know that perspective.
The AFC West has been an interesting thing. Denver dominated it since 2011. They were right there at the very beginning of that. Then it shifted to Kansas City, and Kansas City wins 5 straight AFC West titles. But right now, the AFC West, everybody's above 500. And you look at that Chargers record at 5-3. It's just the 11th time since 1970 they've been either tied or leading the division after week 9. This doesn't happen a lot, but the Chargers trying to stake their claim to being the next big team in this division as Keenan Allen will dodge out of bounds at the 42 to avoid the hit from Cam Bynum.
And just another strike from Justin Herbert off that play action game. And I love what Keenan Allen did on this route. He slammed on the brakes, showed like he was going to hook up, and then retreated out towards the sideline. Once he slams on the brakes right here in the middle of your screen in the alley, look at Kendricks look back at the quarterback and think he's going to set up shop right there, and Keenan just slides out, provides a nice easy target for his quarterback on the sideline.
Goes down in 10. Herbert 4 for 5 to start this afternoon. 45 yards for the second-year QB. 4-man rush, quick toss to the sideline. Flag down behind the play as Jerod Cook tries to get extra yardage on the sideline down near the 47. And we'll wait and see about the flag. And Justin Herbert's already backing up. Now he'll go forward.
Illegal use of the hands to the face. Defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Going to get hands to the face right up under the mask right there. That's what they were calling. See the flag come on the screen right there at the bottom.
Patrick Jones, the rookie from Pitt. A pretty clear penalty. And the ball just shy of the 48-yard line and a first down. Motion from Trey McKitty. Roundtree, the single back. This is Allen in motion. And Roundtree will get the carry. Lot to work around on that left side and nothing doing for Roundtree. Game break time. Carissa Thompson with an update.
Thanks, Kevin. Lions Steelers tied at 16 in OT. Steelers driving. Mason Rudolph connects with Pat Freiermuth, but the rookie fumbles, recovered by Detroit, and we've got our first tie of the season. Lions remain winless and Steelers fall to 5-3-1. Kevin?
0-8-1, 5-3-1. How do the Lions feel about a tie after 8 straight losses? Herbert looking down the sidelines for Mike Williams. One-on-one with Bashaud Breeland. Here comes a flag.
Just grabbed him a little early, right at the tail end of this play, right before the ball gets there. There's your matchup you want to keep an eye on. BC 21, Breeland, just impede him or stop him from getting his hands up for the football. Right there, you see his hands, all that hand fighting.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
There was some question whether we'd see Bashaud Breeland today out there and called for the pass interference.
And just great awareness by Justin Herbert, understanding Mike Williams is a big target. If we don't give him a jump ball, if we give him a jump ball, all we got to do is hope for a penalty or let him come down with it with that big body and large wingspan.
19-yard penalty off the play fake. Keenan Allen driving on Allen immediately as Cameron Dantzler, 31-yard line. Time to check in with Laura Oakman. Laura, you were talking about this in the car ride on the way over. I don't know what KYP means, but you do.
I love what KYP means. Brandon Staley's dad taught him this. KYP means know your people. I asked him, so what do you know about your people as a team? And he said, we're connected. When I got here, it was important for us to know how we played, but also why we play that way. Our goal to become a team of teams, not a collection of pieces, but a true team that takes and treats each day and each week like it has a life of its own. He said, I like where we are and who we are, but we're just at the beginning.
Laura kept mentioning KYP so much that Mark decided to do yet another radio interview on the way over here just so he didn't have to ask any more questions. There's Eckler lunging across the 30 and down near the 28-yard line. Bynum with the tackle.
He was frustrated. He thought he had a break there and just got tripped up by the turf monster. So look from behind. He gets the crease.
Herbert hit as he throws. That one will wobble out near the 20-yard line. Incomplete. A little pressure back there on Justin Herbert, and it's 4th down.
Here's the hit and the pressure. They want him pushing his own guy right back into his lap. Herbert unable to finish the throw, and that's the reason for the errant pass out to the flat to Eckler.
It's Dustin Hopkins, one of the heroes of last week, had the game-winning kick in the 3-point win against the Eagles. This 45-yard try to tie it up. Officially, they'll mark it back at the 36, so this will be a 46-yard try. And Hopkins, whether it be 45 or 46, he gets 3 for it either way. Vikings and Chargers in a 3-3 game in LA. Two of the best wide receivers in NFL history. Chris Carter, over 12,000 receiving yards. Randy Moss, nearly 100 touchdowns in his 8 seasons in the Twin Cities. Over 200 touchdowns combined between those two. And while Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen are on their way there, they're not quite there yet. But one thing they wanted was more opportunities today to catch the football. Only 5 catches combined between them in the Ravens loss. They've got 4 catches in the first half this afternoon.
I was just shocked hearing a receiver want the ball. I mean, no way.
It's the first time you've ever heard that? Here's Wongwu, had a 98-yarder a week ago, trying to pick his way for a second, but he's tripped up near the 25. And here comes a flag at the end of the play. Right at the end of that play, a flag comes in.
Looked like somebody threw a punch, and the refs were all over it.
Maia Chaka was right there. She threw the flag immediately on the sideline right at the end of the Wongwu return. Clay Martin, referee, talking it over. 9-3 ball game. 11:23 to go in this first half. Still trying to sort out, as Mike Zimmer looks on, what's going to be the resolution.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting. Los Angeles number 94. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. It's first down. That's number 94's first unsportsmanlike towards possible disqualification.
Oh, wow.
Chris Rumpf, the rookie from Duke.
And there's the top of the screen right here. A little extra. I don't know. This looks like a little competitive juice is overflowing to me, but hey, you got a better look at it than I did.
39-yard line after the penalty is where Kirk Cousins and company will start. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. Play action on first down. Cousins going to the sideline. His receiver goes down. Thielen working against Campbell. Pass incomplete. No flags. And it's second down.
Thielen just trips right here at the bottom of the screen as he's breaking out. Loses his footing there. Almost going the other way. Oof. I'll give you a heart attack as a quarterback, but you heard the offensive line being able to communicate so easily on the road here, because they got a lot of fans here, this Minnesota Vikings crew, but they were saying fan it. They were telling the offensive line to get out to number 42 on the edge and make sure they take any responsibilities away from the halfback if they could.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 93, 5-yard penalty, second down.
If you've been following the news this week, a very tumultuous week for the Minnesota Vikings. A COVID scare running through the locker room, and then a former girlfriend of Dalvin Cook filed a civil lawsuit alleging he physically abused her. Cook has denied the allegations. Jefferson in motion on second down for Minnesota. Toss play to Cook. Flag down behind the play. Cook close to the first down. This one's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 74. 2-yard penalty. Second down.
Fourth Minnesota penalty for 40 yards.
Justin Jones, number 93 for the Chargers, was pretty fired up. There's the hold right there. That's why Jones, look at him looking back during the play. Right here, the top of your screen. But he turned around and looked at the umpire at the white hat. Hey, what's going on here? Keep it fair, huh?
That's the second hold against Udo in this first half. 3 wide receivers. Cousins, quick toss, batted away from Thielen. Asante Samuel, inactive with a concussion last week. Boy, are they happy to have him back in the Chargers secondary.
Watch him just slam on the brakes and react to this quick little under route by Thielen. Thielen stair steps at the top of the route, and Asante Samuel says, I've seen this movie before. I'm going to go turn it into a horror flick and bust this ball up. Got to be ready for a double move, though. If he gives him any kind of shimmy like that at the top of the route, he might make it right over the top of him.
Keep an eye on that, maybe setting him up for later on in the ballgame. Third down and 15. Cousins has time to the sideline. Flag is down. Jefferson with a catch and out of bounds with a first down. 18-yard play if it stands.
Okay. I mean, this kid's got confidence just oozing out of every pore in his body. Justin Jefferson, that is.
Result of the play is a catch. Pass interference. Defense, number 20. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a first down.
He got out of this break so quickly with a hold. Boom, watch him just cross him up like in basketball. Get him going one way. Slam on the brakes, go the other way. But look at, oh, I wish you could see the end. He flipped the ball to Keenan Allen on the sidelines like, yo, bro, what do you got?
Did Keenan Allen catch it?
Oh, yeah, he caught it. He threw it right to him like he gave him a souvenir.
First down and 10, first third down conversion for either team as Cook goes up the middle. And down short of the first down at the 39. 9-yard pickup. Derwin James there with the stop. Vikings on the move thanks to the penalty. And now it's 2nd and 1. Second down, Cook again to the outside, trying to reverse. Oh, nice move by Dalvin Cook to get away from Derwin James. Used James's speed against him a little bit there, Mark.
He sure did. They're just running a basic zone play, and he feels it, rides the wave, and he's going to cut it all the way back. And he knows once we cut it all the way back there, I'm on my own. I got to understand where the sticks are. And the first down marker lets Derwin James overrun it, slams on the brakes, and dives forward for the first down. But 33 on 33, you're going to see a lot of that as Minnesota tries to go fast.
Here's Cousins on first down. Chargers rush 5. Cousins over the middle. Jefferson open at the 20. Jefferson inside the 15. And a first down for Minnesota at the 14-yard line of Los Angeles.
It's Jefferson again. Get inside. He's going to make his break on your screen and come from left to right. Just behind Kaiser White, number 44. Kaiser White decides to jump up on Madison, the underneath route. He bit the cheese, and Kirk Cousins is throwing that with his old buddy Linval Joseph in his lap, giving him a little smooch there. That's a big dude, and you do not want him in the backfield.
From the 14-yard line, Cook again. Cook met at the 10, and down near the 9, Justin Jones with the tackle. Justin Jefferson getting a breather on the sidelines right now. Already 5 targets today, 4 catches for 52 yards. We were talking with Kirk Cousins, and one of the things he said is, yeah, we absolutely want to get Justin and Adam, that being Adam Thielen, involved more in this game. They really weren't much last week. 5 catches combined between the two.
Exactly right. And it's just opportunities. It's like shots on goal in soccer. You just want them fired at the goal. Just get footballs thrown in their direction.
Cook lowering the pads and driving through Kenneth Murray. A flag down on the far side at the 10-yard line. It'll be offsides against the Chargers.
Offside. Defense, number 97, lining up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty does result in a first down.
Bosa trying to get a little head start on the rush.
Getting a little head start. Nothing wrong with that.
5 flags on this drive between the two teams combined. 4 of them have been enforced.
Both
first down.
Both teams kind of dancing around the ring, trying to figure out the other boxers' tendencies and trying to feel out this fight here early in the first 2 quarters. But I would not be shocked to see Kirk Cousins use their play action that they love down on the goal line, even going big personnel or getting C.J. Ham, number 30, involved. Remember, he's one of my favorite fullbacks in the league now.
I do remember that.
Shores of Lake Superior, Duluth, baby. Minnesota, stand up, huh? It's their guy, homegrown.
Augustana College, Pro Bowler a couple years ago.
And he wears that captain C, man. That is impressive for a fullback to have that kind of respect on a team.
Good look at C.J. Ham right there.
He's a stud. He doesn't get enough love, so every time we get the Vikings, I got to pump him up.
Just say, I've never heard you speak this affectionately about a fullback before.
It was my affinity for that position. I played it when I was a little kid, you know, back before I turned into a wimpy quarterback.
And then you value what he does for those quarterbacks.
I sure do, and we had a good one my rookie year. And Tony Richardson, who played for the Chiefs, played for the Jets, 1,000-yard rusher back with the Chiefs, and he was one of the best, man. He just was fired up every day, brought juice, brought energy. It got me so excited for handoff drill, a drill that I never really liked, but T. Rich was excited, so I had to get ready to play, man, and he was pivotal in my development. Really appreciate guys like that.
It's a lengthy conversation about an offsides penalty.
The penalty was half the distance, which results with the ball at the 4 3/4 yard line. It's still first down.
And bring out the measuring tape to make sure they got it at the 3/4 yard line.
Protractor, measuring tape,
Protractor.
the whole deal. You like that?
Why does Clay Martin carry a protractor in his pocket for just such an emergency? First and goal at the 4. It's Cook on first and goal. Cook tripped up at the 1. Joey Bosa saved the touchdown for the moment, got him around the ankles. Second and goal, Minnesota.
Watch Joey Bosa get back. behind his team there, behind his guys. Sorry, excuse me, I circled the wrong guy, but backtracking right there. Finally able to corral Dalvin Cook, but he is such a load. He's so tough and physical in those interior runs. Tough to slow down.
On 2nd and goal. Cousins, the fade for Jefferson, and it faded out of bounds. Brings up 3rd down.
Looked like they were just on the wrong page, quarterback and receiver. The way you're taught on this thing, it's a foot race to the pylon in the back corner of the end zone. Make your move at the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to drop it in a trash can in that back corner. Looked like kind of lost the ball in the sun, and the ball was, you know, split in the pylons instead of towards that back corner. Just a misfire from Kirk.
10th play of this Vikings drive. Big early play in this game. 3rd and goal. Cousins looking for Ham. Ham's got it into the end zone for the touchdown. A flag is down, though, and they may wipe off this Viking score.
Holding. Offense, number 71. Penalty. Replay the down.
And that is just a shame. You're going to see 71 with the hold here. Inside. Oh. Right there towards the end on Covington. Right inside there.
And it's always that turn, isn't it?
Just the turn, the torque right there, and it catches the eye of the white hat. And to erase a touchdown for number 30, C.J. Ham, that's a heartbreaker.
3rd and goal now at the 11-yard line for Minnesota. Cousins over the middle, deflected and incomplete. Derwin James nearly stole it in the end zone as Cousins tried to drop it into Tyler Conklin.
It's the recovery by Derwin James, because he got beat here at the beginning, and he recovered, and this ball just slightly underthrown. And don't forget now, Derwin James is an excellent athlete. You see him turn his head, and he got beat over the middle just for a second. With that recovery speed, he can jump out of the gym. Coach couldn't say enough good things about him. The heartbeat of this defense and the green dot wearer.
I remember this possession as Joseph sneaks in the 30-yard field goal. 2nd and goal at the 1. They get the chance for a touchdown. It's erased. They're fortunate to end up with 3 after James. Near miss. .638 remaining in this 2nd quarter. This was earlier in that 11-play drive.
It sure was, and they got turned away there. But you see, Justin Jefferson flipped the ball to Keenan Allen on the sidelines. Like, yo, bro, I hope you're watching. And Keenan Allen looking right back at him, just unimpressed. Like, hey, young pup, what was your name again? I've been doing this for a long time, pal. That was too funny. I love their competitive spirit in these two guys, and 2 of the best to do it.
Roberts a yard deep on his way out of the end zone. Boy, not much there at all. Really good coverage by the Minnesota Vikings. And next Sunday, we've got a huge doubleheader on Fox. First, the Packers take on the Vikings or other regional action. Then in America's Game of the Week, Dak and the Cowboys battle Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check local listings for the games in your area. After the tackle by Metellus, first down at the 12-yard line for the Chargers. But again, look back on that 11-play, 50-yard drive by the Vikings. They had a touchdown in the end zone. C.J. Ham had his 2nd receiving touchdown in as many years, but it's erased with the penalty.
And those are the plays that, you know, show up later in the game that hurt you when he could have had points. Those woulda, coulda, shoulda moments.
Justin Herbert, lots of time this time, throwing over the middle. Kendricks diving for it. He's got the pick. Eric Kendricks with the interception, working his way back inside the 10, and Herbert brings him down at the 4.
And Herbert,
no helmet, no problem for Eric Kendricks.
and the ball skills for this linebacker. Watch him lunge for this ball and fully extend. I thought Justin locked on a little bit. He clearly threw it just a tick behind him. Excellent play by Kendricks. But Justin's eyes, he was looking there right away, and Kendricks saw it. Hunted up the receiver, crossing the middle of the field. Number 13, Keenan Allen, who he was trying to get the ball to, and turned around, makes an excellent play on the football. That is recognition, that is tape study, and just a lock-in moment for Justin Herbert. That's a tough one, right in your own territory, giving him an awfully short field. Oh, they're calling him down.
Calling him contacted at the 31-yard line where he made the catch.
He almost scored.
Let's look at it one more time.
See if he gets touched. The wrestling for the ball and the knee. Let's see.
May have been the foot on the helmet. Good look here. Right there, just a foot got him on the body. Good call. And on first down with pressure coming, Cousins sandwiched. That'll be an incomplete pass. Joey Bosa providing the pressure in there.
Joey took a shot to the head.
They're going to send him off.
Looks like it. Kirk has to do the old chuck and duck because Nwosu's up in his grill. Chuck that ball out of your hand and watch Bosa. Oh, ouch, on the back of his head. Nwosu planting Kirk Cousins right into Bosa's neck. You see him trying to stretch it out.
The referee has the option to send a player off, and Clay Martin has said,
just being safe, right? You know, protecting the players, and obviously Bosa said, no, man, I'm fine. I'm just stretching it out.
Well, they tend to Joey Bosa will send it quickly for a game break to Carissa Thompson.
Thank you so much, Kevin. So the Broncos trailing 10-0 on the Eagles. Teddy Bridgewater hands it off to Melvin Gordon, who scores from 1 yard out. His fourth straight game with a touchdown. Broncos down by 3.
Broncos going with the classic logo on the helmet. The D with the Bronco in it. Love it. Second down and 20 back at the 41-yard line. They called it grounding. So back it up to the 41. While they were tending to Bosa, they called this grounding on Kirk Cousins.
Now these are, you're right, there's no receiver in the area.
First down.
He's in the pocket inside the tackle box. It's the right call, but we've seen a lot of these long yardage situations, and it just makes it so difficult to continue drives this way, working uphill.
Second down and 20. Cousins. Backside pressure coming late as he gets rid of it to Jefferson, and Jefferson backing his way all the way down to the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down. Justin Jefferson fired up with the strength to pick up 21.
Kirk Cousins is feeling it. That's his third or fourth read in his progression, and he just threw a strike. I mean, right through a car wash without getting wet. That was a heck of a throw to complete that ball. They got no problems throwing this thing over the middle. For the most part, Kirk's got time back there to go through all of his progressions. These are just sprinkler reads from the left side of the lawn to the right side, going across methodically, finding his target.
Four-man rush, Cousins flush, Cousins will run, dives forward, and the ball popping out. Down at the 16-yard line. The ball came out as he contacted the turf, and it'll be second down, Minnesota.
Runner is down by giving himself up. Second down.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be touched. The elbow right there marks him down, although it is. Got everybody excited in here wearing purple.
Well, once he gave himself up, that was the end of it. He's quarterback, and he gave himself up. Play is over. And it's second down and 6 at the 16-yard line. Cousins 3 for his last 8. All 3 completions to Jefferson, who's on the sidelines right now. This is Dalvin Cook, has a hole, and Dalvin Cook down to the 9-yard line as we check in once more with Laura Oakman.
Joey Bosa, he didn't walk out of that tent. He sprinted out of that tent. He doesn't have his helmet, but he's walking up and down that. He's getting his helmet right now. just had it handed to him, walking out of there and just stretching that neck, but it looks like he's going to go in.
Yeah, they are always going to err on the side of caution, thanks, Laura, on whether or not it's a concussion, head or neck injury. And he's gone in the 10th. The concussion observers from the National Football League were in there with him. Apparently has been cleared.
Got some heavy personnel in. You hear the offensive line calling it out.
From the 9 on 1st and goal. Dalvin Cook, a little two-step to get to the 5-yard line.
And those are the one-cut downhill runs that they're used to from Dalvin Cook. He's got a little bit jumpy in these first couple runs, trying to cut things back all the way, but he's a one-cut downhill kind of guy. And when they stick to that formula, they are awfully productive in the run game. And this whole drive, don't forget, set up by an excellent play by Eric Kendricks, who's so fast and so quick. Great hands to pick that ball off. One of the best in the league at the linebacker position.
2nd and goal at the 5. Motion from Osborne. Cousins over the middle. Oh, a dart into the end zone. Tyler Conklin. It just lodged in his arms for the touchdown.
Another strike, and that's everything Kirk Cousins has over the middle right here. He knew there's going to be a tight window in between two backers. This is a low second base type throw. He had to get that ball off before Kenneth Murray came and just decapitated Conklin. So he put that ball down low, down and dirty, second base throw, belt loop and lower. This kid Conklin's been a real good target for Kirk Cousins. He's getting more and more comfortable throwing to him.
You saw it. The Vikings are the only team in the NFL to lead by 7 points in every game this season. They lead by 10 here. The interception by Kendricks. Kirk Cousins, the laser to Tyler Conklin for his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. Justin Herbert's going to have some comeback to work on here. Eric Kendricks' interception setting up the Conklin touchdown. And the Vikings once again lead in a game by 7 points or more. The only team to do so in every single game this season. And I'm sorry, Vikings fans, you know how that turns out in some of those games, but we're not going to go there right now. It's still a 10-point lead. Laura Oakman, you're on that field, so you're around this crowd. The silent count used to be a thing on the road only, but times are changing.
So much so. We see it stadium after stadium, don't we? Especially these new ones in popular tourist cities like LA. Fans travel. The Chargers have had to go to a silent count in every home game, but Joe Lombardi told us we weren't sure. He's like, we don't know how today's going to go. I can tell you it's definitely a Chargers crowd, definitely, but a huge sea of purple. They haven't needed the silent count, but there's been 2 very loud skull chants. So they're not a ton, but they are very loud.
Well, I can't, my partner who is a Southern California guy can't relate, but as a Midwestern kid, I can tell you the weather here is better today than it is in really anywhere in the Midwest. So I understand why they're making the trek to Los Angeles. They haven't seen much from their, well, if they came to watch the Chargers, they haven't seen much from the offense. They've seen plenty of the offense of the Vikings today. 34 plays for Kirk Cousins and that Vikings offense.
Just dominating the time of possession, keeping the ball away from this young stud quarterback who's got some work to do after that costly interception.
2nd and 7, quick toss Williams slipping through. If he stays on his feet, he's going to have a big gain. Bashaud Breeland, enough contact to bring Williams down.
They brought a little pressure from the backside there with Justin Herbert. That's why you see him drift away from the pressure. Oh, and he almost stays up. You see him disappointed in himself. But you can tell Justin Herbert's locked in. He made a mistake. He's got to turn the page, flush that thing down the toilet like that goldfish in 3rd grade, and move on.
Herbert on the keep. Herbert up the sideline. Herbert with a 1st down and dives forward into Viking territory at the 49.
We saw him take over a game in college in the Rose Bowl with his legs. They had a passing option for him. He decided to tuck it himself. More after this break.
Chargers and Vikings Good first half. Beautiful day in Los Angeles. A lot of excitement on both sides, but right now it's the Vikings who enjoy the 13-3 lead. Vikings defense, though, this has been a danger zone for them all year long. They've allowed 45 points in the final 2 minutes of the first half, tied for the most with the Giants in the National Football League. Herbert to the sideline, in and out of the hands of Jalen Guyton. Had it, couldn't secure it.
I know we call these RPOs, run-pass options, but this is a pre-snap read, and he knew from the jump that, hey, we got plenty of space out here. We're going to run this quick out. I'm just going to flash fake this to keep those other defenders in the box and dump this out to Guyton. Got to hang on to that ball and help his quarterback.
Second down and 10. Vikings bring 6. Herbert down the sideline, one-on-one coverage, looking for Keenan Allen, and the flags fly. Mackenzie Alexander on the coverage of Keenan Allen.
It's just an inside slot fade. The recognition by Herbert to know he's got one-on-one with his favorite target. And then he held that safety. You see Woods coming into the screen late, but he held the safety with his eyes so he couldn't get over there and try and make the play.
Defense, number 24. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic. First down.
So a first down.
Wow, what a lift for this team in a 2-minute drill to just get a free 25-plus yards.
Again, Mike Zimmer has seen this so many times in the last 2 minutes of the first half. 45 points allowed. That was a 28-yard penalty.
And just backbreakers for a defense. Giving away free ones. It's one thing if a guy's going to make a diving catch. It's another thing if a quarterback makes a good read and a great throw. You know, teams are going to get theirs, but you just don't want to give away cheap ones like that. No freebies allowed, and that's what they just gave the Chargers.
First down at the 20. 4-man rush this time. Herbert to the sideline. Flag down behind the play as he connects with Eckler and out of bounds at the 14. But we have seen a lot of laundry in this first half. 7 against the Vikings, 4 against the Chargers for now. This may be the 5th.
Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the face. Defense.
Everson Griffin, the 8th penalty against the Vikings in this first half.
Everson's at the very bottom of your screen. 97 here. You see, just gets that hand right up underneath the chin strap. That stud left tackle that they love so much here in LA. Rashawn Slater, big number 70. What a year he's had, keeping Justin Herbert upright.
First and 10 at the 15. Herbert on the keep. Nope, he'll dump it to Allen. Allen at the 10, and Allen undercut by Xavier Woods at the 7-yard line.
You'd almost prefer him to hang on to this football and let Keenan Allen become a lead blocker. But he decides to take the cheap completion.
We'll be right back after this message from Lowe's.
There's a new team in the NFL.
One that plays for home. Everyone's home. Whether you're a rookie or a seasoned pro,
This team has your back. We can help you tackle any project.
We're the Lowe's home team, and anyone can be on it.
Are you in?
Try out for the Lowe's home team today.
So after the Minnesota timeout, 2nd and 2 coming up for the Chargers at the 7-yard line, trying to put points on the board before halftime. Justin Herbert and Chase Daniel, they have really hit it off. The veteran backup Chase Daniel and the young starting quarterback Justin Herbert.
Chase is so knowledgeable, been in so many different situations and different systems, and lasted a long time because he is a great mentor and a sharp player when he's got on the field. Does a great job helping this young stud come into his own and become the face of the franchise.
10 penalties in the second quarter alone. 7 against Minnesota, 3 against the Chargers. 2nd and 2 at the 7-yard line. Eckler the single back. He'll get the carry. Eckler trying to find room up the middle. He's not going to get the first down. Blake Lynch the first to get there. Dalvin Tomlinson helped finish him off.
Watch, they're just controlling that line of scrimmage up front with Wanham and Vigil sneaking in there.
Vikings use their second timeout. Blake Lynch in there as well. 4th most penalty yards in the NFL, and they're not going to help that average today with 93 yards in the first half alone.
And these backers for Minnesota, especially Kendricks, we saw what he could do when the ball's in the air in the pass game. But in the run game, he's so quick and shifty, it's hard for teams to run their zone schemes and try and get these double teams up to the second level, because he can backdoor cut you and chase that ball down, or he could stay front side and just beat you to your double team block and cause fits in the backfield.
3 tight ends plus the extra blocker. Herbert throws. The slant is caught down to the 2-yard line. Mike Williams with the grab. Bashaud Breeland keeps him out of the end zone, but it's 1st and goal.
And you see they're giving him free access to the inside, so they run the slant. Breeland's shading the outside because he knows he has help inside from the safety. Bynum, who put a good lick on him and took the brunt of that collision also. But they just kept him out of the end zone, most importantly.
After the play, timeout. Minnesota, their 3rd and final timeout.
Vikings use their final timeout of this first half. Kurt Menefee, what do you have coming up for us?
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime, we'll take you through all the day's action, including Russell and Rodgers going head-to-head in Green Bay. What's happening back there?
Don't worry, Kurt. I'll have you ready for halftime. Got a little problem here. My balance on my boomstick is agitated.
We'll try and explain that on the Verizon Halftime.
Whoops, going the wrong way.
Well, last week we were watching Jerry Rice run cameras at our game, and now Terry Bradshaw running them in studio. 1st down and goal. Diving over the pile into the end zone. Larry Roundtree going high and skying for 6.
Whoa. Look at the dance move.
That's your first rushing touchdown. You got to be ready for it.
He's got the cleats, he's got the moves, and a salute to LaDainian Tomlinson, number 21. The Hall of Famer. Used to like to go over the top like that.
And another 6 points, soon to be 7, given up by the Vikings in the final 2 minutes of this second quarter. Dustin Hopkins makes it a 3-point game. Larry Roundtree, think he was ready for his first NFL rushing score?
And we need another look at this Omega Sci-Fi shout out from Larry Roundtree, telling his buddies back in Missouri, man, I ain't forgot you from last year. That's a Q-Dog dance right there, and he nailed it. He was ready for it.
I mean,
having a blast, man. That's awesome.
How much time did you think about when you had your first NFL touchdown? You know, how much did you get ready for a celebration?
I always, after watching guys dunk it on the goalpost, I just wanted to do that, and I did it one time, and after that, I didn't really worry about celebrations.
Touchback and out to the 25-yard line. Salute to Service is the NFL's year-round effort to honor, empower, and connect our nation's service members, veterans, and their families. Learn about the NFL's work with its long-standing military and veteran nonprofit partners by visiting NFL.com/salute. It takes all of us to honor our military.
Love that. Got our servicemen and women here in the crowd. Thank you guys for your service, guys and gals, that is. We sure appreciate you.
No timeouts, 90 seconds to work with for Kirk Cousins and the Vikings.
44.
Cook on first down. Oh, what a job done to shed the block. Uchenna Nwosu. Easy for me to say. Nwosu breaks that block and gets the drop, and now the Chargers take timeout.
Right in from this side and just doesn't let it declare. And Dalvin Cook had to slam on the brakes there in the backfield. Not ideal from the running game perspective. Like I said, you want Dalvin Cook going downhill one cut. You don't want him running side to side like that. That's not his game.
Yeah, Nwosu there with the tackle. Chargers use the timeout. So clearly Los Angeles thinking one more shot at either tying or taking the lead before halftime.
Oh, absolutely right. And Brandon Staley, he's told us a million times, listen, I want the ball in our hands. End of half, end of game situations. Give it to number 10. Let him learn and let him win games for us.
Second down, 13 after the 3-yard loss. Off the play fake, pressure up the middle. Cousins able to get away. And Cousins going to have to throw this one out of bounds. Nwosu again on the pressure. Joey Bosa chasing as well.
Nwosu's been all over the place in this game, wreaking havoc in the backfield, pressuring Cousins, and causing fits. See him off the edge on the little ETTE game, just getting Kirk Cousins to flush out of the pocket and wisely throw it away. But he's huffing and puffing because he's been running all over the place.
6 defensive backs for the Chargers, who were able to save a timeout with that incompletion. Cousins, pocket collapsing again, hit as he throws, incomplete. 1:11 remaining in the first half. Chargers are going to get it back with 2 timeouts after the pressure from Justin Jones.
And you'd prefer him to just take the sack right there to keep this clock running, instead of getting this ball airborne and stopping the clock.
Kind of reminiscent of the end of the first half last week when the Vikings got the pick. Ran 3 plays, 16 seconds, had to settle for a field goal.
Exactly right.
From the Ravens' 16-yard line. Roberts from the 37-yard line. Andre Roberts finding a crease and down near midfield. Chargers with a minute to go and 2 timeouts within 3, and the Vikings are all too familiar with this. Weeks 1 and 2, an overtime winner against Cincy. Missed field goal in Arizona, adding to the heartbreak. Weeks 5 and 6, Greg Joseph able to beat the Lions. Osborne an OT touchdown pass in the Carolina game, but then last week, Justin Tucker's field goal, sinking Minnesota in overtime. 7 games decided by 8 points or fewer. Chargers have 6 games that have gotten close. This one getting close at the end of the first half. Herbert flushed, and he'll throw this one away.
Wisely gets rid of that football, but I mean, you saw just with this punt return, they got half the field, 2 timeouts left. This is, a minute left to go in this half. They're in the driver's seat and have really bounced back from that interception, and that's what Brandon Staley was so impressed with. Same with Lombardi in their young quarterback. Young quarterbacks don't seem to get over these interceptions quick enough, and Justin Herbert is just unfazed. When the moment gets more and more tensed, his blood pressure and heart rate just goes nice and low, nice and easy, nice and steady.
2nd and 10, 4-man rush for the Vikings. Herbert throws it short to Allen. Good tackle. Kenzie Alexander after the 4-yard gain. They still have 2 timeouts. Clock continuing to run, 40 seconds and counting. 3rd down and 6. Herbert and Jerod Cook had it in and out of his hands. Xavier Woods able to jar it loose, and it's 4th down.
It's just slightly behind him. Kirk has him by a step. You see how he has to turn back for that football, and that's the difference. Those, 6 to 10 inches right in there makes such a difference. Just the ball length, the ball width on accuracy, and that's the difference between accuracy and ball placement that you really preach to your quarterback.
Punted away. So the inability to move the football, and the Chargers unable to capitalize on that terrific field position. Ty Long moved this one in the direction of D.D. Westbrook.
He really did let an opportunity slip right there.
Vikings deep in their own end. We'll be right back after this message from Verizon.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, We upgraded.
You dunk it,
Doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgraded.
get a 5G phone on us with select plans. Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Vikings 13, Chargers 10 with Mark Sanchez and Laura Oakman on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. 21 seconds left until halftime. Chargers do have 2 timeouts remaining. Cousins and the Vikings with Madison to the right, or rather Cook to the right of Kirk Cousins. He gets the carry, and Dalvin Cook to the 16-yard line. Chargers are not going to stop the clock, and that's going to wind us to the end of the first half here in Los Angeles. Vikings with a 13-10 lead at the break. Our first half stats are brought to you by State Farm. Kirk Cousins, 144 yards and a score. Justin Herbert, 72 yards and an interception. But the Chargers trail by just 3 at halftime in Los Angeles. Stay tuned for the Verizon halftime with Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Michael coming up right after these messages. Cousins over the middle. Oh, a dart into the end zone. Tyler Conklin. It just lodged in his arms for the touchdown. First down and goal. Diving over the pile into the end zone. Larry Roundtree going high and skying for 6. Whoa. That was today's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive. Alongside former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez, I'm Kevin Kugler. 3-point game. Vikings fans have seen this before. Their team has the lead at halftime. 3-point effort for them. Good defense for the Vikings as well.
It's great defense for the Vikings. I'm a little worried if I'm a Vikings fan, right? Because I've seen this movie before. They've squandered some opportunities late in the second quarter to really extend the lead and pull away from the Chargers. That worries me just a tick, because we saw it last week in Baltimore. They squandered opportunities again, let Baltimore hang around, and when you let these teams hang around, they end up coming back and scoring points late in the game, especially an explosive offense like the Chargers. I mean, they got the potential to do it. The Vikings got to do everything they can to put these guys away and send them packing.
Well, and as you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Justin Herbert already in his young career with 7 game-winning drives. So he is used to leading his team back late in games. So we start the second half, and the Chargers will have the football. Laura Oakman had the chance to catch up with both head coaches. What'd you find out?
Well, as you said, the Vikings went into the half with the lead and a feeling of deja vu. I asked Mike Zimmer, what's the one thing you need to do to make sure you don't repeat history? He said, be aggressive, but also aggressively, he said, we have got to stop with these penalties on both sides. Brandon Staley said, stay out of negative plays, stay aggressive. We got to play our game, stop those uncharacteristic mistakes. Told his team, take over the second half as a team, all 3 phases. Let's go.
From the 25 as we go with Herbert to the air to the sideline. A first down to Keenan Allen. And Allen fights his way to the 47 before Bashaud Breeland can yank him down.
Justin Herbert obviously heard that message at halftime. Said, let's take it over, coach. Let me sling it. Oh, he spun him like a top at the apex of the route there. Had Bashaud Breeland going all different ways except where the route was going to end up. The master technician, maybe getting a little fire, maybe getting ignited a little bit when you got that souvenir from Justin Jefferson on the sideline.
22-yard pickup on the first play. Now play action. Herbert will throw it short. He's got his tight end Donald Parham, and Parham with another first down for the Chargers. Knocked out at the 36-yard line by Eric Kendricks.
I saw Parham in pregame. I didn't go talk to him. I was too intimidated. He's like 9 feet tall. I mean, he's massive. He's such a big target. He looks like a hooper, man. Guy's like 6'8".
Or 9 feet. I mean, depending on.
Close enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's subtle difference between the two. That would be an NFL record, by the way, a 9-foot tall tight end. Or any position. First and 10 at the 36-yard line. Roundtree. We saw his touchdown dance coming back here to the stadium. No touchdown here as Blake Lynch knocks him out of bounds at the 34.
Chargers going with a little tempo.
They did substitute, so officials hold up to see if the Vikings want to change personnel. They do not. On the boot, Herbert short. Mike Williams, first down. A little stutter step and then out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
And you can tell the emphasis from the offense in this early in this third quarter was going to be movement and play action for Justin Herbert, where he's so comfortable, so effective, and so deadly getting these balls to moving targets while he's on the run himself.
From the 22-yard line, Roundtree shifting to the right of Herbert on first down. And it'll be Roundtree with a carry. A little stiff arm trying to shed Kendricks. Kendricks says, no, you're not stiff arming me. You're down at the 17-yard line.
Such a sure tackler. So rangy, so quick. And when the defense does get edged a little bit, look at him just fight off blocks. And he never quits, man. He's just got such a good motor. They love this guy in Minnesota. He's the heartbeat of this defense.
Feeling good. He's back in LA, played at UCLA.
That's right.
Comfortable on the West Coast. Second and 5 to the 17. Herbert batted down at the line. That ball swatted by Dalvin Tomlinson. He may not be Parham height, but at 6'3", 325, good enough to get it down at the line.
Gave him the Mutombo treatment. He knocked this thing down before it got started, and he had an open target right behind him. Double.
You were never that happy about it when you were the one throwing the pass.
That's the worst. Just a boomerang right in your face.
First third down of the drive. Guyton in motion. Herbert with time. Throws to the sideline. Diving catch made at the 7 by Jerod Cook. First and goal, Los Angeles.
That's Jerod Cook. Working just a quick out route, getting away with a little bit of a push. Got away with that Jason Witten push, you know. Creating a little space. The DB was like, what the heck, man? Xavier Woods looking at the ref like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Motion across from Keenan Allen. Here's Eckler, the cutback. And Eckler down inside the 5 near the 3. Second and goal for the Chargers. They have come out of the locker room, Mark Sanchez, like a house on fire. This Charger team playing with some urgency to start the third.
Oh, they're flying, and I love the approach. I think the movement package stuff for Justin Herbert, that's exactly where he feels most comfortable. And he's getting even better and better with their drop back, basic, drop back passes. He's just been deadly this drive.
Second and goal. Herbert on the keep. The roll, the catch is not made. Parham had it in his hands when he hit the turf. He couldn't secure it with Bynum in the area.
Bynum does a good job to close this gap. They tried to pick him a little bit. It looked like with Guyton, we call that a rub on offense, of course, not a pick.
Of course.
Obviously an offensive homer here.
Going quick on third down. Herbert over the middle. Oh, he throws it right into the hands of Austin Eckler. The tightest of windows found by Justin Herbert. And the Chargers take the lead. And a little guitar for Austin Eckler.
And they're just running a little quick game scheme here, but we saw Kirk Cousins do this. And when you throw these balls, this football on the front end line, this ball has to be down and dirty, no higher than that, so the receiver can just catch it and avoid getting sandwiched right there and back into the end zone. We saw Kirk Cousins do it to Conklin, and we're seeing a second-year quarterback do the exact same thing, understanding where these routes are, knowing where you are on the field and where you need to place the ball.
Hopkins' extra point is good, and the Chargers with a 4-point lead. Austin Eckler hitting all the right notes today on that opening drive in the third. Austin Eckler making a little history on this touchdown catch. The youngest running back in the NFL since 1970 to reach 20 receiving touchdowns. 26 years, and 181 days passes. Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, basically the youngest in this era, the current era of the National Football League, to get to 20 touchdown catches. Minnesota will watch this one sail through the end zone for a touchback. A flag is down as well, as the Vikings in this first half, they've had some opportunities. Long return by D.D. Westbrook.
Yep, and the fumble.
And the fumble by Kirk Cousins. And then again, they thought they had a touchdown, Mark.
They sure did, to my guy, number 30, C.J. Ham, leaking into the flat. Makes an excellent catch, and then it all gets negated with a holding penalty. That's 14 potential points.
It's a penalty against the Chargers, so Vikings will apply that to the end of the touchback spot.
And in that, those are 14 points that were negated by either a turnover or a penalty. And those penalties were really the story of that second quarter. They had 7 just against them. 7 penalties against your team in one quarter is a lot to overcome.
Only 1 in the first. Back to work, Cousins with pressure as he looks up. Jefferson with the catch, and Jefferson gets positive yardage, pickup of 4 at the 34-yard line. Kirk Cousins, solid in the first half again, 62% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, does have the lost fumble. But that's been the story for Kirk Cousins this year. The first half has been terrific. It's been finishing games that has been the Achilles heel of this Vikings team at 3-5 entering play today.
I mean, he sure finished that throw, getting his body around with Nwosu on him in hot pursuit.
Really good stop there, as nowhere to go for Dalvin Cook. Kaiser White right on top of him.
And these are the kind of third downs that they find themselves in the second half of games because of runs that are just stuffed here. You see 44, Kaiser White. Just let this thing play out, and then finally attack Dalvin Cook, who's just a real load in that run game.
Third down and 7. Cousins, pressure coming. On the run, Kirk Cousins hit as he throws, the pass incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. Nwosu again with the pressure, and Cousins had nowhere to go with the football.
Cousins was forced out to his left. He felt the pressure from the right with Bosa and Tillery. And talk about a defensive line unit that is really making it tough and playing well together. It's complementary. They understand their rush lanes. They know their responsibilities, and they are keyed in to getting after Kirk Cousins.
Foul on the play for intentional grounding. 4th down.
And Nwosu, obviously right at home in LA, the USC guy. This kid is having a heck of an afternoon.
Kirk Cousins looking things over on the sidelines. Jordan Berry to punt with Andre Roberts, the deep man for the Chargers, and it's a fake, but they stop things before it starts. It was going to be a fake, snapping to Wongwu.
Down.
He had a 9-yard run on a fake punt last week, and Wongwu had a chance at a fake punt again, but they stopped the play. Official had not signaled ready for play. Then he does, and
oh no, what a miscommunication. I don't know if they had the numbers for it. It looked kind of clean at the beginning, but Darius Swinton in that special teams unit for the Chargers looked like they got to a base defense and were prepared for the fake.
That was close, as Roberts will start it upfield at the 15. Roberts across the 20. A flag is down, and Roberts down across the 25-yard line. Or a die out there on the tackle. And the flag down on the far sideline at the 27.
It's going to be a high dry cleaning bill with all this laundry. Holy moly.
It is. Chargers are going to be backed up here on this penalty. It'll be their 6th.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 38. The penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down, Los Angeles. Timeout.
9:12 remaining in the third. Justin Herbert with a lead, headed back out.
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
Chargers 17, Vikings 13. 9:12 remaining in the third with Mark Sanchez and Laura Oakman. I'm Kevin Kugler. Worst starting position for either team. Chargers starting at the 6-yard line, up 17-13. Austin Eckler in the backfield. It'll be Eckler who gets the carry. Big hole up the middle, and Eckler stumbles forward close to the first down at the 16-yard line. Dean Blandino, we're trying to figure out what happened here. Why was this fake punt stopped by the officials on the field?
Yeah, we were looking at it during the break. It appears that referee Clay Martin felt his umpire wasn't in position to officiate the play. And again, all officials have to be in position. It looked like the umpire was deep enough, but again, they shut it down and didn't allow the play to go. It would have been interesting if they let that go because it's a 4th down and they went for the fake, obviously.
And there was some traffic on that outside, but we saw Wongwu get a first down on a fake punt last week. Dean Blandino in our studios here in Los Angeles. Thank you, Dean. We appreciate it. I know there were Vikings fans who were wondering what had happened on that play. Why stop it? As the play is snapped, you saw the referee Clay Martin signal ready for play, but we move on, and it's 1st down and 10 for the Chargers at the 17-yard line.
Got to hit that back pedal a little faster, man. Got to get in there with the DBs pregame and loosen up.
Joshua Kelly, the former UCLA Bruin, on the field now for the Chargers on 1st down and 10. And it'll be Kelly who gets the carry. Fresh legs for Kelly as he pushes upwards near the 24-yard line.
This has to be one of those long, multiple 3rd down conversion, potential 4th down conversion type drives that just sucks the air out of the building and milks this clock that the Chargers are used to in the second half behind their stoic leader, Justin Herbert.
Second down and 3. Herbert looking down the sidelines. Nothing doing for Eckler. Excellent coverage by Nick Vigil, running stride for stride with a running back out of the backfield.
Vigil was all over him, and Herbert does this, he's right. He's trying to give his receiving running back, who's one of the best in the league, at catching balls out of the backfield, a chance. But it's funny, when he runs those wheel routes, those rail routes up the sidelines, you really got to assess his release, because eventually that defender has the inside track, like track and field, and gets to catch up.
Herbert under pressure. He's in trouble. Down he goes. It's Cam Bynum, the rookie from Cal, with his first career sack.
And you see Kelly in the backfield is thinking about blocking Vigil, and here comes Cam Bynum and just fools the halfback. The halfback's got to make that block. 27, Kelly is responsible for that blitzer. Bynum, who's an absolute stud. I know Laura has a ton on him. He's a special player.
Ty Long with the punt. Westbrook from the 29. Westbrook trying to get to the outside, and Westbrook pulled down shy of the 35-yard line. 17-13 Chargers, but the defense of the Vikings standing tall. You never knew when your opportunity is going to come. He played just 9 snaps in the first 7 games. Then Harrison Smith went on the COVID list. 12 tackles and a pick last week. Cameron Bynum, the rookie from Cal, in front of all his family and friends here in California, with his first career sack, stopping the Chargers' drive. And on 1st down, Dalvin Cook works his way to the 37-yard line. And Laura Oakman, a huge week last week, and a guy who took a long path to get here.
I love this path. A sophomore in high school, he was a 5th-string kid on JV. Said there were reserve games he still didn't play, but he said that offseason, Coach Anthony Brown poured everything into him. They met every morning at 5 a.m. the entire offseason. Didn't touch a football. And the coach said, I'm going to make you a technician. They worked on rhythm and footwork. Cam started varsity the next year. I'll finish in a second.
Kirk Cousins will go up top for Justin Jefferson, leaping high away, and he makes the catch at the 35-yard line.
And what a catch. This is like a user catch in Madden. Look at him get up, sky, elevator, second floor, and just a quick little go route. Watch him attack off the line of scrimmage and a quick little hint move. We got him to slow down just a tick. That was Campbell on coverage. Devon Campbell slowed down just a tick when he gave him the hint move.
27-yard pickup for Jefferson and a first down. Four-man rush. Cousins throws it over the head of Dalvin Cook and away. Back to Laura.
To finish that story, Coach Brown is here watching his technician. These circle cards he's holding, those are the same ones him and Cam used all those years ago at 5 in the morning. I asked him what it meant to just be here and watch Cam in the NFL. He just said it's unbelievable.
Now, that is indeed a long road to get here. He's taken advantage of his opportunity, not only this week, but certainly last week. 7 catches now for 104 yards for Justin Jefferson. Second down, Cousins over the middle, in and out of the hands. He was trying to get it to Chris Herndon, and Herndon couldn't hang on through the hit of Kaiser White.
Kaiser White applying the pressure there on this catch. You see him 44, slam on the brakes. Oh, wow. That ball hit off his helmet first. Oh, that's tough. I mean, that's exactly the way that ball has to be thrown, over the middle in traffic, to help him get his paws on it before he gets nailed by these defenders. Kirk Cousins did everything he wanted. Now they're in 3rd and long.
3 receivers out there for Cousins. On 3rd down, pumps, now throws to the sideline. Jefferson pointing at the official on the side. It is a flag thrown, working against Chris Harris Jr.
You saw Kirk Cousins with that, almost like a little pump fake. He was ready to cut that thing loose and felt like Jefferson's progress was being impeded, and he started to pull that ball back.
Pass interference. Defense, number 25. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul.
And watch him working in the slot. Watch him stem this route. Boom, get foot to foot, face to face, and then attack his outside edge because he knows he has to run an outside route and get to the sideline. See Kirk Cousins in his classic teeth gritting throw there to the sideline. I mean, he did everything you want. And unfortunately, Chris Harris there just got a little too much jersey.
From the 25-yard line on 1st down, Thielen on the edge. First man misses. Thielen with speed, leaping into the air and out of bounds. 1st and goal Vikings at the 6.
And this is a run all the way, but you just see all the space between the two defenders and between the defender and the receiver. And you saw the DB backing up just a tick as this ball was about to be snapped. And Kirk Cousins with the awareness to see that out of the corner of his eye and get a free few yards and an easy 1st down. Set him up 1st and goal for the 6.
19 for Thielen after Samuel had a shot at him right near the line of scrimmage. Slipped through his fingers. And the Vikings 1st down and goal at the 6-yard line. Cook in the backfield. Conklin in motion.
Run to the left.
There's that run. Going to the left, as you said. Cook runs into his blocker and is down at the 4. Just a 2-yard pickup.
You got to be careful running in your blockers. Just hang on to the football. That's my only advice for him.
That's good advice. You sound like you speak from experience.
Especially on Thanksgiving, huh?
2nd and
hang on to that rock, kid.
Conklin in motion. The hand to Cook. Has some room. Lowers the pads down to the 1.
Just trusting that running game. Wanted to get Dalvin Cook and this defensive front in a phone booth and let him run downhill. That's what he does best. Ever since his days at Florida State. Just churning those legs, keeping it driving, getting all the way down to the inch line.
So now they go heavy here with an extra lineman coming on. The first uninjured player this Wednesday. The Masked Singer is all new with round 2 of the semifinals. Don't miss another double elimination. And on-stage antics you won't believe. The Masked Singer is all new Wednesday night on Fox. It's Kenneth Murray who is down and just came back this week, has been out since week 3 on the IR with an ankle injury. Brandon Staley was so happy to have him back. Said we're more athletic, we're more versatile with him out there. They've been working him not only inside linebacker, but as an edge rusher. See if we can see what happened on the right side of the screen.
Here's number 9. K9, as they like to call him, their dog on the field. Let's see what happens to this. Couldn't tell.
Hopefully he's okay. Nick Neiman, the rookie from Iowa, on in his stead. Huge play in this ball game right here. 3rd and goal at the 1. 3:31 to go in the 3rd.
I mean, they trusted Dalvin Cook. They got some heavy personnel in there, showing all the makings of another run play. But do not forget, they love these crossers inside versus man-to-man coverage down on the goal line with a quick play action throw.
Stalker in motion. Cook the carry. Tries the left side. Not happening. What a push by the Chargers front.
And look at this push by the Chargers. Everybody getting involved on this right side of the screen, left side of the offense. And just shutting. Look at that wall. Linval Joseph, a wall himself. He's a mountain of a human. But he just sets up shop inside, drops his anchor, and refused to get moved off the line of scrimmage. Now be ready for these crossers inside. Man-to-man coverage down on the goal line. You got to keep your eye on your luggage, man, just like you're in the airport.
4th and goal. Cousins under pressure, throws for the back of the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown! It hung in the air for what seemed like forever, and Tyler Conklin ran under it for 6.
Look at Conklin the entire way, running across the screen. This is just goal line, fake blast, all cross. Everybody, wherever you start, run across the field and cross paths with someone. Kirk Cousins barely gets this ball off. This thing hung in the air for what seemed like an eternity, and Tillery almost gets a hand on it, almost picks that off.
And you saw Alohi Gilman and Derwin James, they collide in the end zone, opening it up for Conklin. We've got to step aside. Back in a moment. How about Tyler Conklin? 2 receiving touchdowns in his career before today. He's got 2 on 2 catches today, and the Vikings are back in front as Greg Joseph lines up the extra point for Mike Zimmer's Minnesota Vikings. Back and forth affair here in Los Angeles. Vikings had a double-digit lead. They've led in every game this season by 7 points or more. The only team in the league to do so. And the extra point is good for Joseph. 20-17 Minnesota. Let's go back not only to the touchdown, but the end zone collision.
And this is the collision you're going to see Blake Brandel come across and cross paths with Conklin. And this is the idea. You want to pass with very little space in between your shoulder pads. You almost want to high-five each other when you go past each other. 2 ships passing in the night, and that's where you get the collision. Derwin James, a little friendly fire, but that is executed perfectly. Clint Kubiak, I mean, he's going to save this clip. Watch this collision. Bam! I mean, they took each other out, leaving one free, and Kirk Cousins with the awareness to figure out who got let free and get this ball out. I mean, it's a wobbler now. That thing looked like a punt, but it didn't matter because Conklin comes up with it in the end zone. But Clint Kubiak is going to save that clip. I guarantee it, and he's going to show that in the offseason and say, fellas, this is exactly the way you run goal line all cross. It has to work like this. This is perfection. That's teach tape.
Gilman and James both on the sidelines after a little bit of hesitation. They get back up. They appear to be okay. Justin Herbert, kind of a rough first half. Didn't ever really get it going in the first half. Eric Kendricks providing some early pressure on him. Herbert trying to get it to Keenan Allen. There's Kendricks again with the interception. But then able to get going late. Eckler with the touchdown grab on the throw from Herbert. 1 touchdown, 1 interception today for the second-year QB.
And don't forget that whole drive, he really caught fire, throwing the ball on the run, outside the tackle box, on the move. Let's see if they get him on the move again, where he's so comfortable.
25-yard line on first down. Eckler trying to turn it away from pressure in the backfield. Gets positive yardage. Patrick Jones, the second, was the first in the backfield. And Eckler fortunate to gain yardage on that play.
Chargers were using a little more no huddle in that first half. And early in this quarter, they love to do it going from second down to third down to try and keep them in the same personnel on defense and try and hustle up before you're ready.
Motion from Eckler on 2nd and 7. Backside pressure comes, and he's blasted by Nick Vigil, and the pass incomplete. Boy, Herbert took a shot from Nick Vigil. That brings up third down.
And Nick Vigil is just going to sneak in through this backside B gap. We'd like to see, Slater's going to learn from that, because you'd like to see him stay inside and gap that B gap and leave the end free. And Rashawn Slater, you see Justin Herbert looking at the replay like, dang, how do we not get the inside guy? When a backer fires like that, that tackle's got to know to get down. And a classic look. Those two backers right over the center.
On third down, hit again as he throws, looking for Allen. It's incomplete. Sheldon Richardson with some pressure this time. And the Vikings defense strong on this series.
Well, there's the two backers up, a safety up. You never know, because they could potentially bring 7, and it makes it tough on these halfbacks to figure out, hey, where's he coming from? We already saw Bynum last drive end the drive quickly with that sack. They keep using those backers in those A gaps. That's right in front of the center. A classic Mike Zimmer move, trying to confuse you in protection. And once he got one with Bynum, you better believe it's coming for the rest of the game.
Westbrook at the 17-yard line. Makes the first man miss. Westbrook darts to the edge, and a little stutter step goes down at the 32-yard line. Good return for Westbrook, and a first down coming for the Vikings. Fox Super 6 is now giving you a free chance to win $30,000 of Terry's money. Scan the QR code now and enter the TNF Challenge by this Thursday for your chance at the jackpot. It's free to play. Just download the app.
You sold me, Kevin. I'm in.
All right.
I'll play.
Not sure you can win as you do work for Fox, but we'll check the rules.
Noted.
Justin Jefferson. He's got another 100-yard day. 10 in his career, 1 away from Randy Moss, and he's got a whole second half of a season to get there. Minnesota, by the way, 3-0 when Jefferson has 7 or more catches. 7 catches for 104 yards. Play fake. Cousins short to Ham, and C.J. Ham, who had a touchdown erased earlier on a penalty. Not much there for him with Kaiser White in his way after a 2-yard gain.
It's good to see Murray back out on the field on that last play. But they did just take out Linval Joseph. Might be a chance to get an easy run in there. Yeah, watch this run to the left. See if he hands it to the left again. They got the numbers.
That's where they go. Madison a step back to the right. 37-yard line. You called it, Mark Sanchez. A run to the left, although then Madison took a step to the right, so I don't know if I can count that. Oh, does that count?
Absolutely.
All right.
Just put another one in the bank there, buddy.
Perhaps the final play of this third quarter, a 3rd and 5 for Minnesota at the 37-yard line. 1 for 8 today on third. The third down woes continuing for Minnesota. 7 for 35 over the last 2+ games. Four-man rush. Cousins over the middle. That's a first down conversion. Jefferson to the 49-yard line. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter here in Los Angeles. 3-point game. Vikings trying to win a close one. They're at midfield to start the fourth.
And this is why you use motion from the offense. Watch all the communication from Chris Harris to his safety, Alohi Gilman. He's telling him, hey man, you got my inside. You got my inside. Boom, there goes Justin Jefferson to the inside. That's Gilman's job to help out on the inside on that slant route, on inside breaking routes. And you saw Chris Harris just livid after the play because he didn't get the help he needed.
It looked like a late break by Gilman, who had just come back on the field after the collision in the end zone on the touchdown. Well, what a difference a week, or in this case 2 weeks, makes for Justin Jefferson. Last 2 games, 9 targets, 5 catches, 68 yards and a score. Today, 10 targets, 8 catches, 116 yards. And he really wasn't the squeaky wheel getting the grease. He didn't complain about it. He said, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait my turn. But, you know, look, Kirk Cousins didn't need to be told, get the ball to Justin Jefferson. He's an immense talent.
Oh, and he's trying his hardest to get it there.
2nd and 3. Cousins under some heat. Cook on the screen. Has the first down. Blockers in front. And Cook to the 29-yard line. Kyler Fackrell makes the stop after a 15-yard gain.
And that might be, is that the first screen of the game that we've seen from Minnesota? Because they're such a good screen team. And I remember back in week 3 or 4, whenever we had them up in Minnesota and Minneapolis, they just love those screens, and it just keeps that defense off balance, and they used it against Seattle so well. They were throwing them to Abdullah, who was on the team at the time, because Dalvin Cook was down. I mean, I'm shocked they haven't gone back to that well a little more. Expect some of those screens as this game wears on.
From the 29-yard line on first down. Cook. Oh, my, what a hit from Derwin James. That's 33 on 33 crime right there.
Whoa. Whoa. I mean, Coach Staley is in love with Derwin James as a player and a person, and those are some of the reasons why he's so special. He talked about his rare human spirit, his ability to get so much out of the guys around him, how he lights up a room, but just, he gets on the field, man. That dude is cold-blooded. He's just an assassin out there. So fun to watch, and such a sharp football player, high football IQ.
2nd and 10. Nowhere to go from Madison. He turned it up for a yard. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long. This is another opportunity for Minnesota on 3rd down. They're just 2 of 9 today. And this is the area in which the Chargers, Mark, are the best in the NFL on 3rd and long.
Oh, and they're so tough and so stingy. They're sticky in coverage. This crowd really coming alive, too. You see Kirk, he's having to get on his knee and get that offensive huddle to crowd around him. Do not be shocked if he goes back to his stud target, Justin Jefferson, on the inside of this bunch at the top of your screen right there.
Here comes pressure. Cousins off his back foot, over the middle, and Thielen open, a first down inside the 15. He knew he didn't have time, and he got rid of it quickly to Thielen for 15 and a first.
And watch him backpedal out of this thing and just throw a fadeaway. One of the best in the game at doing it. He's got Derwin James screaming through that B gap. Knows he's unblocked. Knows he's got a chance, and Derwin James is awfully frustrated here after getting a free run at him. Just really miscommunicating some stuff on defense, because when you make yourself vulnerable in that B gap like that and you fire from a safety position, you gotta have somebody dropping underneath it so you don't get pierced like they just did.
Tam in motion. Cook the carry. And Cook, fighting through tackles, backs his way down to the 6-yard line. 6-yard run for Dalvin Cook as we check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, a wild play in Denver to finish off the 3rd quarter. Melvin Gordon fumbles. It's scooped up by Darius Slay, and then he fumbles, but he gets his own recovery. Takes it 77 yards for a touchdown. Trust us on this one. Largest lead in the game for the Eagles. They're up by 2 scores, 27-13, ready to start the 4th quarter. Kevin, Mark, and Laura.
Kurt, you don't see a guy dribble too often in football and then have it work out for him. 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line. Cousins, the handoff to Dalvin Cook. He tried to jump cut to the left when he saw Joey Bosa in his path. A good idea to get away from Bosa, but Bosa able to hang on despite the cut, and it's 3rd down and 2 from the 5.
And Joey Bosa on the right side of that offense, left side of the defense. He'll be right here, coming off the edge of the screen here. But watch him just set the edge, and so tough for tight ends to have to handle those big rush ends like that, and quick rush ends who can set the edge as well as any of them. That's 97 for the Chargers.
This is a giant play in this game. 3-point lead for the Vikings. 3rd down and 2 at the 5. Cook the carry, right up the gut, leaning for the goal line, and he stopped just short at the 1, but it's 1st and goal from there for Minnesota.
Didn't need to score. Understanding of the sticks. I love the call. You know, if you needed to go to the end zone there, I don't know if you're handing that ball off. But a great call by Clint Kubiak, understanding we got a chance to get a free set of downs. Let's just give us 3 more, potentially 4 more opportunities at this thing and hand it off to our stud running back.
That was so close as he lunged right at the end. But it's 1st and goal at the 1. Motion from Stocker. On 1st down, Cook again. Driving to the goal line, this time leans across for the touchdown. No question about that one, as Dalvin Cook breaks the plane to add to the Vikings lead.
And look at Ham, his fullback, just a wrecking ball. Pulling O lineman, boom, slamming it up in there, and it's his 2nd effort. Keeps driving and stretching that ball across. Great push from that front. C.J. Ham leading the way once again.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It is good. Vikings 3 for 3 on 3rd down in the drive. Justin Herbert, he's got 7 comebacks in his career. He'll need another here. Vikings defense had to play 98 snaps last week. Kendricks is one of the guys who played all 98. They're getting a little help from the ball control offense of their offense today. 62 plays run to just 44 for the Chargers on the offensive side. A little breather so far for that Vikings defense.
And it's worked out great because of Kennedy Pola and his running backs right there, Madison and Cook. And those guys are taking so much pressure off this defense by sustaining drives and controlling that football, running downhill, 1-cut backs. That's what they got to do.
Let's check in once more with Laura Oakman.
This stadium we're in is pretty cool home on Sundays, but the Chargers have given us a glimpse of what their future headquarters and facility will look like. 14 acres, about 7 miles from right here. It's going to be in El Segundo, which is also home to the Lakers and LA Kings, estimated for a spring of 2024 completion. And how cool does that look?
Well, it's got full esports gaming studios in it, so that's even cooler.
I'll be there.
I know you will. First down at the 25-yard line. Here's Eckler probing the left side, and Eckler will pick up 3 to the 28. 14 unanswered points so far for the Vikings, and Justin Herbert last week 356 and 2 scores in the win in Philly. But today this Vikings defense has been stout, Mark.
They sure have. They've been stingy, they've been stout, they've been sticky in coverage, but it's just lack of opportunities, right? They didn't run as many plays in the first half, only like 16 plays run on offense, and it's tough to generate the numbers that you want to hit with that few attempts.
Vikings rush 5. Herbert settles in to Keenan Allen, and Allen has the first down to the 35. Mackenzie Alexander on the coverage.
Just a quick little slot option route. You see Justin Herbert hold his eyes in the middle to avoid that hole player trying to find him. And well thrown too. That placement, right? You want the defender, then your receiver's body, then the football, in that order, to keep those footballs away from the defensive hands.
At the 35 on first down. Herbert, quick toss. It's the rookie, Joshua Palmer, with the grab.
And this is the same play that Guyton dropped earlier in the game. Exact same run-pass option. And they say run-pass option like we talked about, but really, That's a pre-snap read all the way. He knew before the snap where he was going as soon as he had enough space outside. It's just a quick flash fake. And this time even a faster flash fake. I like that he cleaned up those mechanics.
2nd and 3. They're changing things up on 2nd down. 4-man rush for the Vikings. It's Eckler off his fingertips. If he pulls that in, he's still running.
Just a little halfback angle, a little Texas route. Oh, and they had Kendricks working, thinking it was going to look like Eckler was running to the flat, and right through his hands. Eckler, one of the best at receiving out of the backfield, and you see the disappointment for their captain.
That one's going to take a minute to get over for Austin Eckler. 3rd down and 3.
And now they're in a 3rd down spot they could have avoided.
Kelly in the backfield on 3rd and 3. Herbert, backside pressure, steps up, throws, and it's caught. It went over the defender and into the hands of Keenan Allen, out of bounds at the 32.
And this is a play that Justin Herbert's run in college so many times. There's Keenan Allen screaming across the field. I was shocked he let this ball go with Vigil getting so much depth, but Herbert climbing in the pocket, remaining a passer, dropping a dime in the breadbasket right there of his favorite target, Keenan Allen, working that pocket so smooth.
8th catch for Allen today on 1st down. Herbert, nobody open. Then he uses legs, steps out of the tackle. Herbert to the sideline. That little pump again. Nobody's buying that, though. You're already past the line of scrimmage.
Just stealing a pump, and that's exactly what you want to try and steal a couple extra yards. You could just tell he's feeling it. This is where he really comes alive, and why coach has no problem going for it on 4th down. No problem letting the game end up with the ball in number 10's hands. He said that's what we want. That's why he's here. He's our young stud, and he's learning so fast. We just want him to get all those reps as possible with the football in his hands to win it.
2nd and 5 of the 27. Pressure picked up. Allen, 1st down, near the 20-yard line. Alexander with the tackle, 7-yard gain.
Vikings are motioning like he didn't catch this. Let's see if he had a... Ooh, I don't know, coach. You might want to throw that flag there.
And he has. Challenge flag has been thrown by Coach Zimmer right there. Mike Zimmer with the challenge of whether or not this was a catch.
Good eyes. It was a little bobble. Let's see.
Minnesota is challenging the ruling on the field of a catch. That play is now under review.
They'll review it. We'll step aside in LA. Mike Zimmer challenging, was this a catch by Keenan Allen? Ruled a catch on the field, but on the review, it is ruled incomplete. A successful challenge for the Vikings head coach as the ball comes out right there. Pass incomplete.
How do you see that from the sideline?
There's what makes a legal catch: control, both feet or body part other than hand or foot, and time and act that's common to the game. I mean, it couldn't be simpler than that. No one should ever have a question as to what a catch is again. 3rd and 5. Herbert. And there's a catch for sure, and it's Joshua Palmer with a grab. That's a 1st down to the 14-yard line to pick up a 13.
It is, and he just runs a simple little 5-yard under route. And remember, Justin Herbert missed this ball high and away to the left side, going the other direction on the field to the near sideline, and he came back and just delivered a strike in a critical 3rd down situation. I mean, this kid just gets better and better drive to drive, and that's pretty special.
1st down. Chargers on the move. Herbert, juggling catch by Eckler. Kendricks on the tackle near the 8-yard line.
And just a quick little option route coming out of the backfield by Eckler. It's so important. Oh, he had to double time it a little bit. You only get credit for 1 catch, kid. So let's not make it an adventure, huh? So I love Justin Herbert's mentality right now. He's pinpoint accurate. You can see they're sending him to
2nd and 4 at the 8. Quick toss, and in and out of the hands of Mike Williams. If he secures it, it's a touchdown.
Love to see him turn his hands over, but they're sending Justin Herbert to the line of scrimmage with multiple plays, and you heard him yell, alert, alert. They're going to get pressure right inside from their backers and Bynum, the safety, and that's exactly where you want the ball, but I'd love to see Mike Williams turn his hands over. See that left hand high. I'd love to see right hand high. Just snag that thing out of the air instead of letting the ball get up on your body like that. And there's Herbert checking again. He's expecting all-out pressure.
On 3rd and 4, Herbert, and it's caught. It's caught by Joshua Palmer, but he's short of the first down. You've got a 10-point deficit. You need 2 scores. And with that in mind, the kicker is coming on for the field goal try.
And they fooled them with those double mug looks. That's when those backers mug up in the offensive linemen's faces, and everybody's on the line of scrimmage. They got 7 bodies up there, which makes it so difficult to determine who's blitzing and who's dropping in coverage. That time everybody dropped in coverage. They only rushed 4, and it fooled Herbert. It made him audible.
4th down and 2, the 24-yard field goal try is good, and a 27-20 ball game. Vikings on the road trying to win another close game, Mark Sanchez. Vikings fans, I know you know this all too well. Your team's involved in close games every single week. Chargers have been involved in a lot of close games as well, just one fewer than the Vikings. But now it comes down to the Vikings offense against that Chargers D.
Well, it sure does, and both fan bases, like you said, I mean, they can't have any fingernails left, man. They got to be watching this thing, just losing their minds. But it's really turned into who's going to have the football last, because both defenses are, giving up plenty of yards, plenty of points here towards the end. It just got to be sharp. Can't afford any mistakes. Continue to just take what the defense gives them. When it's zone and they start backing up, hey, dump it underneath. It's easier said than done from the booth, trust me. But when they bring man-to-man pressure, when they want to blitz you, you got to make them pay. And both quarterbacks need to understand that. If anybody does, it's Kirk Cousins with all of his experience.
2 and 5 in the one-score games for the Vikings. Brandon Staley's teams had much better success in these tight games so far, 4 and 2. But like I said, 7 for the Vikings, 1 fewer for the Chargers this year. Every single fan of these two teams, I guess, has had to watch every game all the way through this year. You can't leave.
And it's, it's so interesting on those last 2 plays of that drive before the field goal for the Chargers. Just some bad wide receiver play. I mean, they needed to make that catch.
Here's the journey ahead for the Vikings. They're in Green Bay next week, 1-3 against the Packers since 2019. Chargers and Steelers next week. Chargers trying to win this one. Steelers tied the Lions today without Ben Roethlisberger, who went on the COVID list yesterday. Not sure the timing of Ben Roethlisberger's positive test. Will that get him back in time to be there next week, or will Mason Rudolph be back out there?
Be a huge hit for the Steelers.
From the 25 on 1st down. Dalvin Cook, the running back. He'll get the carry. Cook trying to get to the edge. A flag down behind the play as Dalvin Cook picks up 2 to the 27. Tillery on the stop.
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
9th penalty against the Vikings as we check in our Fox studios with Kurt Menefee.
All right, first touchdown of the game happened in the 4th quarter. Green Bay's A.J. Dillon takes it in from 3 yards out. They lead the Seahawks right now 10-0, and this Green Bay defense has only allowed 167 yards so far in the game to Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Kevin, Mark, Laura?
Yep. Heard it looks a little colder in Green Bay than it is here in Los Angeles. A lot of coats and hats at Lambeau Field. It is that time of year. 1st down and 20 after the penalty. First Minnesota penalty this half, and it backs him up to the 15-yard line. Cousins off the play fake. Bosa in his face. Checks it short to Ham, and Ham to the 18-yard line. Just a 3-yard pickup. Kenneth Murray, Kaiser White, the 2 linebackers back out there to make the stop.
Joey Bosa screaming off the edge. Not fooled by the play fake. Making Kirk Cousins ditch that ball a little sooner than he wanted to his safety valve, C.J. Ham, number 30. The stud fullback.
Sack today for Bosa, the first time he's gotten to Kirk Cousins, 33rd quarterback he has sacked in his career. 2nd and 17 at the 18-yard line. Draw play, Dalvin Cook. Cook weaving to the 20-yard line. He was never down. Dalvin Cook still fighting. And Cook stopped at the 29-yard line. 11-yard gain after the broken tackle by Jerry Tillery.
And that's the tackle right there that you need to make to push him into a 3rd and longer. It's that extra effort, that low center of gravity, that will and that fight from number 33, Dalvin Cook, that keeps him up. Look at that, how low he is to the ground. He refuses to get tackled and gives him a 3rd and medium.
Thielen in motion. 3-man Charger rush. Cousins down the sideline, one-on-one. Jefferson wins the battle, working against Tavon Campbell. And a first down for Minnesota.
And just a little go route. They had a combination down here at the bottom of the screen, but when it's one-on-one like that, let the big dogs eat, man. I know some of the best coordinators I've ever had always had a little section on their play call sheet, and it was FTS, and that acronym stood for Feed the Studs. And wherever those players were, they had their certain play calls where they're number one in the progression. You got to get those called, and that's really what these wideouts were alluding to these last couple weeks, saying, hey man, just give us opportunities, we'll make you right.
And a timeout.
Just look at the ball placement too by Cousins.
Challenge flag has been thrown by Brandon Staley.
They're saying he's not in. Let's check this out. Love the back shoulder, high and away.
That's 2 feet.
Easy 2 feet.
Now did he secure the catch?
Los Angeles is challenging the ruling on the previous play of a catch. That play is now under review.
So there's the catch. 1
left,
foot,
right,
2 feet.
Elbow. Oh, hand, but 2
Dean
feet,
Blandino
right?
is with us in our Fox studios here in Los Angeles. Dean, what are we missing, if anything, here?
Yeah, I think Brandon Staley's taking a shot here with the challenge. You can see Jefferson control, gets both feet down. He is going to the ground. He has to maintain control, and the right hand stays on the football. I don't see any loss of control as he hits the ground. To me, this is a catch. The call on the field should stand.
All right, Dean, thanks very much. It's somewhat gratifying to know that as we watched it, I didn't see anything move either, but now we've got the expert who has chimed in, and Dean Blandino in our studios in Los Angeles. I believe Justin Jefferson was pretty convinced it was a catch. The reaction he had indicated he was convinced that he pulled that one in against Campbell.
Right. Let's watch this ball here, see if anything moves. His hand's under it. Movement there at the end.
Well, what makes the legal catch? Again, it's control. Both feet are a body part. He got the feet down. That's not an issue. Time and act that's common to the game. Clay Martin is still
missing the control here. Is that the only issue?
That's the only question, is at the very end, because it looks like that hand stays under it. And from this angle, the body's going to block him. Had 2 feet in well before that. And again, this is, Dean certainly mentioned, it's rule the catch on the field. So you have to have, and here comes this broadcaster term on your bingo card, indisputable video evidence to overturn.
Nice.
Congratulations, I believe you just won bingo, Mark. And is there indisputable video evidence there to overturn the ruling of catch on the field? We've seen no movement from the officials to back this one up.
I mean, Dean's got a pretty good record. I'm going to go with Dean.
I agree. Clay Martin pouring over this one with the folks in New York.
Do they have certain angles that we don't have, or?
They have every angle in the world.
What's going on down there?
Well, Brandon Staley with the challenge. And it's certainly close, and it has to do with, does the ball move at the end? Jefferson's footwork was true. Here comes the ruling from Clay Martin after the challenge from Brandon Staley.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's first down. That's an unsuccessful challenge for Los Angeles, and they will be charged their first timeout. Timeout, Los Angeles.
So the Chargers down to 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Those are the 3 stoppages that they will have. Vikings all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. They don't want the clock to stop. Up 7 with 2:55 to play.
Just a big drive that can essentially put this thing away. You go up 2 touchdowns, get up 14. That's the goal here.
From the 44-yard line, first down at 10. Cook. Oh, he almost had that ball bounce out of his hands. A flag down behind the play. Nwosu almost got that one loose as he came around that outside.
Personal foul, face mask. Offense, number 35. 15-yard penalty. First down.
An offensive face mask. Well, look at that. Well, watch Cook, though, on the sweep around the edge. That ball was a little bit loose in there.
Ooh. Rosu got a firm paw on that thing, but let's see this face mask. They called it 35 right here.
Right there at the end.
Grazed over it, I guess.
So first and 25 back at the 41-yard line. 2:51 to go. Vikings up a touchdown. Quick toss. Conklin put the brakes on and stayed in bounds. He was on a line to the sideline, but he slammed on the brakes, stays in bounds, and forces the Chargers to use their second timeout.
A real heads-up play by Conklin, understanding the situation.
It's only the 14th meeting mark between these two teams. How about October 11, 1981? Dan Fouts a 60-yard touchdown pass to Dwight Scales. Tommy Kramer connecting on a long touchdown to Terry LeCount late. Vikings recover the onside kick in play that would not be legal now. And Rick Danmeyer kicked a 38-yard field goal as time expired. Minnesota won 33-31.
Straight ahead toe kick. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a nice little throwback. I was what, -5? Awesome. Loved watching that one.
Don't believe you were actually -5. I'll check with your folks. Second and 20. Cousins going deep, looking for Conklin, and he overshot him. Terrific coverage by Chris Harris. Nowhere to go. Incompletion stops the clock with 2:39 to go in the fourth.
Well, they tried getting him up the sideline on a little rail route from the slot, and Chris Harris said, no way, I'm staying on top of this thing, and I'll be ready to fight for a jump ball.
Punch that ball out.
Letting him know, man, I'm going to get that ball on the turf here in a second. Don't be surprised. You see that football on the carpet. Make a scoop and score, boys, and let's finish this thing.
27-20. Third down and 20, and a timeout used after the timeout because the play clock was winding down. So the two teams exchanged timeouts, and a 3rd and 20 coming for Kirk Cousins and this Minnesota Viking offense. So Mark Sanchez, Chargers defense, first needs to stop, then the punt. They'll likely have 2 minutes and 1 timeout if they choose not to use their timeout here, or about 2:20 and the 2-minute warning to work with. What do you do if you're the Chargers? What's your plan ahead?
Well, don't forget you have that 2-minute warning to stop the clock, and you got them in a prime position right now to have a decent field position. I mean, you might be backed up a tick, but you got them at 3rd and 20. There's no excuse for letting the ball go behind you. We got to gang tackle this thing, keep everything in front of us, and then just, what do we say? Give it to our playmaker. Give it to number 10, Justin Herbert, and let him go do his thing. That's why he's our leader. That's why he's our stud quarterback, face of the franchise. This is where you make your money, kid. It's all on you.
7 game-winning drives in the young career of Justin Herbert. He's hoping for a chance at 8, but it's going to belong to his defense to make that stop against Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense on 3rd and 20. 4-man Charger rush. Cousins over the middle. Thielen is there. He's short of the first down at the 36-yard line, but is it enough for the Vikings to think about a long field goal try?
And watch this deep in route from Adam Thielen. I mean, right at the sticks. Like, see, that one's amazing to me. You know exactly where they're going to be, exactly where they got to go. I would have liked that coverage to be a little looser to start and then just kind of have, you know, a lid on it right near the sticks for Campbell.
Chargers use their final timeout. 4th down and 2. 2:32 to go. We've seen no kicker on the field. This would be about a 53 or 54-yard try. Joseph's long this year is 53, but it's the offense that stays on the field for Minnesota. They need the 34 for the first, up a touchdown. 7 for 10 on the year. Conklin in motion. Toss play, Dalvin Cook to the edge. He's got the first down. Ball pops out at the end, covered up by Minnesota. It'll belong to Minnesota either way. And a first down either way for the Vikings as he lunged out. He was down before that ball came out, and they moved the chains.
And watch this look from the end zone. Obviously, he knows where the sticks are. Reaches across like Superman there, getting airborne. But you see these linemen up front, they're jamming it up front. You hear the center screaming, Mason Cole, Yogi, Yogi, Yogi. Why are they saying Yogi? Yogi's a bear. And that's a bear front. They're covering up the guard, center, and guard, expecting an interior run. And he let everybody know, hey man, we're gonna pin this thing down inside, kick it to the edge, and trust 33, Dalvin Cook, to outrun everybody to the sideline as we see the training staff attending to Jerry Tillery out of Notre Dame, D lineman.
Got him in a seated position, Brandon Staley's big defensive lineman. About the Vikings going for it on 4th down. They convert on 4th. Jerry Tillery up now and getting ready to make his way towards the Chargers sideline. But Dalvin Cook, 24 carries, 94 yards. There's Tillery.
And one of the most important blocks on that last play, obviously you got to get those guys sealed inside. But C.J. Ham, again, going on the best defensive player for the Chargers. I know it's a star-studded cast, but he went up and got the push and the block on Derwin James, number 33, who tried to pin that ball back inside. And gave him just enough space, gave Dalvin Cook just enough space to dive for that first down. C.J. Ham making it happen again.
We have reached the 2-minute warning in Los Angeles. The Chargers defense couldn't stop them on 4th, and the Vikings closing in on a win. Minnesota Vikings needing a conversion in the worst way on 4th down. And they get it from Dalvin Cook, leading ahead to move the chains and essentially end this one for the Minnesota Vikings, who are 2 for 2 on 4th down today. We talked all at the beginning of this game about the Chargers and their proclivity to go for it on 4th down. They haven't attempted a 4th down today.
I mean, they haven't attempted one. And talk about flipping the script. The Minnesota Vikings couldn't get it done on 3rd down. They're like 38%, 5 of 13, which is no bueno for an offense. And it's the 4th down conversions. They go 2 for 2 and ice this game.
The Vikings trying to keep pace with the Packers. More importantly for Minnesota, trying to get on a winning track and keep in the mix for a wild card spot. Chargers trying to hang on to the AFC West lead. They're going to fall half game behind the Raiders with this loss here at home today. And it was a Vikings defense that has really done the job.
Yeah, they set up some big plays, especially that turnover from Eric Hendricks. Remember, they got 7 points out of this. And I'm no math major, but 27-20. They're sure thankful he snagged that interception and they capitalized by getting a touchdown.
Kirk Cousins backing up to take another knee. Brings up 3rd down, and this Vikings team in so many close games and so much heartbreak this year. 0-5 against winning teams, and a defense that had some critics. There's no question about it, but today they've answered some of those criticisms. A performance holding a potent offense, top 10 offense in the league, to just 253 yards.
Oh, they sure did. And I mean, part of that too, they gave him so many different looks. They gave him so many double mug looks, and then finally got home with Bynum right there, 43. Once he hit the quarterback, it was just like, all right, boys, we know exactly what we're going to do. From Mike Zimmer, he just said, we're going to go after him. We're going to intimidate him. We're going to get free runners on this quarterback, and they were successful. And Kirk Cousins, what a day for him, man.
294 yards, 2 touchdowns. That knee ends the battle. He and Linval Joseph, former teammates with the Vikings, chatting with one another after the game. And Mike Zimmer's Vikings on the road get a 27-20 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll return to Inglewood to wrap up today's game after these messages.